My name is Logan McCulloch, and I'm really passionate about teaching fact-based information about tick-borne diseases because I contracted Lyme disease back in 2011 and got really ill from it and found out the hard way how serious tick-borne diseases can be.
In this area, we get ticks all year, 12 months out of the year.
Ticks are a big issue, yes. I've known people whose hikes have been interrupted and delayed for a year or more or forever because of problems.
We find probably just as many people end up getting tick-borne diseases who aren't even on the trail. It's in their backyards. It's because they go out to a farm somewhere, whatever it would be.
I am very familiar with tick problems, and I've had Lyme disease twice, and I found ticks on me.
I've known people who have gotten Lyme disease on trail and other tick-borne illnesses. One guy had Bell's palsy, and I don't know if he ever recovered, but he had it from New Hampshire to the end. So.
I thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail in 2009, and during my hike, I developed some symptoms. First started mild flu-like symptoms and a little fatigued.
Deep fatigue, headaches, some fever, joint pain, floating joint pain where it moves from one elbow to a wrist to a shoulder. Classic sign of Lyme disease, and but I still didn't figure out how ill I was until a couple months after that when the infection got into my brain. And I had such cognitive problems that I was losing the ability to speak. I had chronic short-term memory issues, couldn't remember where I was when I was driving in my hometown, really disturbing things.
I do feel like I'd like to do a little bit more, especially because so many friends in our lives have had the tick bites lead to a disease. And so I get concerned. Every time I hear about it, I feel like, oh, what more could we do? Are we doing enough?
Prevention and be smart. I mean, I think the most important thing for me is the permethrin treatment. I mean, I can recall in New Jersey, big grassy field, walking through it. I walked through it that day, and that night in the shelter, the hikers were exchanging stories about, double-digit ticks that they pulled off themselves in a period of an hour and a half, and I had none. And that's when that was my first year as a ridge runner, and that drove home how important it was, what a big difference that was making.
The measures that I had learned about how to keep myself safe worked like a charm. In 5 months on the Appalachian Trail, I never even had to pull a crawling tick off of my body or my clothing or my gear. And so I'm here to testify that you can enjoy the outdoors safely. I know how serious these tick-borne diseases can be, but you don't need to be dissuaded from doing what you love. You just need to be educated, we all do, and keep you and your family and your pets safe.
I think the biggest thing is just to be aware that ticks are out there. They're very common. You don't necessarily feel them or even know you've got them after you've picked one up, and to do frequent and routine tick checks every day when you've been out, either in your yard gardening or out for a hike. And then also making sure you protect yourself by wearing light-colored clothing or gaiters, or treated with some kind of insect repellent that helps keep them off of you.
I've used permethrin for about 4 or 5 years, and to my knowledge, I haven't had a tick bite. And at the same time, I've been out with people that aren't using it and have had ticks.
It's a defense that works versus just pulling the ticks off after we find them.
Out of 7 ridge runners, 2 of us that took the precautionary measures did not get the Lyme disease.
I have to say, so far this year, we've been up here about a month now, a little over 5 weeks, and I've not seen a tick on either one of us. I've seen ticks on other people.
So I still spend a lot of time in the outdoors with my job sort of requiring me to be outside, and by no means am I afraid, but I do take the appropriate preventative measures. So anytime I'm in tick habitat, I'm wearing full-length pants, I'm tucking them into my boots or wearing gaiters, and I definitely treat my pants now with permethrin.
What I'm seeing as the first response and the way to deal with ticks is when you find one, treat with antibiotics. Well, I don't like that idea either, so I'm excited that maybe there could be something that's another option. Maybe avoiding the tick bites from the first, besides just the fact that we stay on the trail and try to stay away from the ticks.
To be safe from ticks, you always have to be checking yourself, because right away they can give you the disease. So constantly be checking for them. And it's nice to have treated clothing, because it reduces the risk of having one on you.
Once you've met somebody who's had their hike interrupted, you don't want to be that person. I don't want my season cut short, so.